When you're driving down the road and you get a text message, it's tempting to look at it. Who is it? What do they want? Is it important? Some of us may think that we can quickly glance at the text or try to respond. I'm sure that more of us have used our phones while we're driving than we'd like to admit. Even though it may seem harmless at the time, it can cause accidents that are sometimes fatal. We need to learn to put our phones on hold while we're driving so that we can focus on the road and avoid more accidents. Texting while driving greatly increases the risk of a crash. Reading or responding to a text while driving is very distracting and often leads to accidents. There are over 6 million car accidents in the United States every year. According to Edgar Snyder and Associates, 1 out of 4 of those car accidents are caused by texting and driving. According to Drive Safe Online, texting and driving is the equivalent to driving after consuming 4 beers in a single hour. This means that it could be the same as driving well over the legal blood alcohol content limit. Nearly 70% of drivers aged 16 to 34 reported the use of a cell phone while driving. And 1 in 4 teens admit to responding to at least one text every time they drive. This is why so many car accidents are caused by distracted driving today. Distracted driving obviously increases the risk of accidents, but what makes being on your phone while driving so dangerous? Writing a text while driving significantly slows your reaction time. Since you're paying attention to something other than the road, it makes it harder to react to certain situations. The Transport Research Laboratory found that writing a text message can slow your reaction time by 35%. This means that drivers that are texting react 23% slower than intoxicated drivers. It takes you around 5 seconds to read a text message. In that amount of time, you can drive the length of a football field going 55 miles per hour. According to a study done by Texas A&M University, texting while driving can slow your reaction time by about 1 to 2 seconds. That may not seem like a lot, but that can cost you or someone else your life. This delay in reaction time is a big reason why texting and driving causes so many deaths in the United States. Texting while driving is one of the main causes of death in the United States. Many people are taken each year because of this issue. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the approximate number of deaths from a distracted driver from 2012 to 2021 was 32,000 plus people. Studies have shown that there are at least 400 deaths per year in the United States that directly relate back to texting and driving. The CDC says that over 3,000 people will die from distracted driving in 2023. Texting while driving is a big issue, and a lot of states are very against it. Using your phone at all while driving is banned in most states. All but 5 states have laws that ban texting while driving. The Iowa legislature says that in Iowa, any use of a cell phone while driving is prohibited for all drivers under the age of 18, but texting is illegal for all drivers. Some states have more laws against texting and driving than others. According to MVD Express, New Mexico is the state that is known for the most distracted driving. They also have fewer laws against it, so more people are able to get away with it. If there are so many laws against using your phone while driving, what happens if someone gets caught in the act? Since texting and driving is illegal, there are punishments if you get caught doing it. Some punishments are bad, but if the distraction led to a bigger accident, you could be facing a much bigger consequence. DriversEd.com says that in Iowa, the normal consequence for texting and driving is a fee of $100. Depending on the severity of the situation, in some cases, you can be fined much more and even spend a small amount of time in jail. If someone were to accidentally be killed because of a distracted driver, a person could be charged with vehicular homicide. This would mean that they would have to spend up to 25 years in prison. We know that all people have the ability to text and drive, but there are people who are more likely to than others. Some people are more likely to use their phones while driving. Depending on your gender or age group, you could be more likely to text and drive than others. The NHTSA has found that drivers between the ages of 25 and 34 are the most likely to text while driving. People ages 15 to 20 aren't far behind. Teens are very likely to use their phones while driving in some way. Even though men are more likely to drink and drive, women are more likely to text and drive overall. More people text and drive than they should, and there are many ways that people try to justify doing it. There are many reasons that people use to justify their reasons for texting and driving. Many people make excuses and try to make it seem less dangerous than it really is. Lots of people think that they are able to multitask well enough to text and drive. Even if you can multitask well, taking your eyes off the road for even a second can cause an accident. Some may think that you are a good enough driver to be able to text while driving. No matter your experience with driving, it's still dangerous to use your phone. Others say that they did it out of habit. They are so used to looking at their phones when they get a notification that they look at their phones without thinking about it. Those excuses are not good enough. No matter what, you shouldn't use your phone while driving. It could cause terrible accidents. In conclusion, texting while driving is very dangerous. It increases your risk of accidents by slowing your reaction time. It is one of the main causes of death in the United States. If you're caught using your phone while driving, you could be fined, and in severe cases, you could serve jail time. Texting while driving is banned in most states. People aged 25 to 34 are most likely to text and drive, and women are more likely to do it than men. There is no excuse for texting and driving. It could cost you or someone else their life. Texting and driving is too dangerous to not be treated seriously. You don't want to be the reason that someone loses their life.